Hello students, today we are going to study transportation in human beings. It is one of the topic given in your lesson life processes. Transportation in human beings. The main transportation system in human beings is also known as the circulatory system. We also call this system, transportation system in human beings, as circulatory system. The another name of this transportation is circulatory system. The circulatory system consists of blood, arteries, veins, capillaries and heart. Our circulatory system consists of blood, arteries, veins, capillaries and heart. So we are going to study one by one them. First of all, we will going to discuss about the blood. So what are the functions of the blood? First function of the blood is that blood transports food, oxygen and waste products. So blood is flowing in our vessels. Those vessels are arteries, veins and capillaries. So during its flow, blood transports food, oxygen and waste product. Second function of the blood is it consists of plasma. Blood has plasma. Blood has red blood cells that are RBCs. We know them by the name RBCs. Blood also has white blood cells and platelets. So what are the function of these constituents of the blood, or you can say the corpuscles of the blood, is that first of all we are going to discuss the function of plasma. Plasma transports food, water, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste. It is the liquid part of the, we can say it is the liquid part of the blood in which RBCs, WBCs and platelets are present. They are the corpuscles which are present in the liquid part of the blood, that is plasma. And plasma transport food, water, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste and other substances. Red blood cells, the main function of the red blood cell is that it transports oxygen. All of you know that red blood cells contain hemoglobin. There is a pigment, that is hemoglobin, which combines with oxygen and forms oxyhemoglobin, which is responsible for transporting the oxygen. So this is the main function of the RBCs. Now come to the function of the white blood cell. White blood cells, they are helping in defense mechanism of the body. They kill harmful microbes and protect our body from the microorganisms or from the infections or from the disease. So they are helping, they are acting, or they are helping in our defense mechanism. Next is platelets. Platelets help in clotting of blood. Platelets help in clotting of blood. They are responsible for clotting of the blood. If there is no clotting of the blood, then there will be continuous loss of blood from our body during injury, which can cause death to a person also. So these are the main functions of the blood. Now we are going to talk about the blood vessels. First is arteries. Arteries always carry pure blood. Pure means it's oxygenated blood. Pure means oxygenated blood from the heart to all part of the body. From the heart to all part of the body. The main function of arteries is to carry the oxygenated blood from heart to all part of the body. One thing you should keep in your mind, that arteries always carry blood from heart to all part of the body. But in case of pulmonary artery, please remember that pulmonary artery carries blood from heart to lungs, and this artery carries deoxygenated blood. This you should keep in the mind. It is true for all arteries that they carry the blood from heart to all parts of the body, and arteries generally carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery, which is carrying the blood from heart to lungs, and at that time the blood in the pulmonary artery is deoxygenated. Second point of arteries is true for all, that they are thick walled. They are thick walled. Blood is going to flow in the arteries with the pressure, so they are thick walled. And third point is that they do not have valves. They do not have valves. As the blood is flowing in them with pressure, so there is no need of valves in arteries. So these 3 points you should keep in the mind about the arteries. Now next is the veins. Veins carry impure blood. Impure means deoxygenated blood. Impure means deoxygenated blood, and this deoxygenated blood veins carries from all part of the body towards the heart. From all part of the body to the heart. This is true for all veins except pulmonary vein. Pulmonary veins comes from lungs and they bring blood to heart. It is true, but the blood in the pulmonary vein is oxygenated. It is oxygenated. Only in the pulmonary vein the blood is oxygenated. Otherwise all veins carry impure blood, that is deoxygenated blood from all part of the body to heart. Second thing, they all are thin walled. They are thin walled and they have valves. Why they have valves? They have valves to prevent backflow of blood. As blood is not flowing in them with pressure. So to prevent backflow of the blood, there is presence of valves in the veins. Third vessel is capillaries. Capillaries are very narrow blood vessels which connect arteries and veins together. They are acting as a linking part. That means when arteries are coming to the body organs or to the body parts, it is getting divided into the fine capillaries. Capillaries are a single cell walled. They very thin and they are going to reunite into veins. They are going to reunite into veins. So they are known as the connecting medium, or you can say connecting link between the arteries and veins. The exchange of food, water, oxygen and carbon dioxide extra take place between the blood and the cell through these capillaries. Because they are single cell, they are made up of the single cell. So exchange of material occurs through the capillaries. Arteries are going to divide into the capillaries and then capillaries are going to reunite into the veins. Now come to the heart. Heart is the main pumping organ of our body or main organ of our circulatory system. It pumps blood to all part of the body. It is made up of the 4 chambers. The upper 2 chambers are called atria and lower chambers are called ventricles. You can see this picture here. So these 2 upper chambers and these 2 are lower chambers. So lower chambers are known as ventricles and upper chambers are known as atria. Now, as I have said that heart is made up of 4 chambers, 2 upper chambers are atrias and 2 lower chambers are ventricles. Now, what is another, how we can say that they are divided into 4 parts? See this, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is also a septum which divides the heart into left and right portion. So 4 chambers are, first is right atrium, second is left atrium, third one is right ventricle, fourth one is left ventricle. So what is the meaning of this right and left? What is the use of this right and left part of the heart? Left part of the heart always collect, or you can say carry, oxygenated blood. And right part always have deoxygenated blood. This point you should keep in mind, that in the left portion of the heart there is always oxygenated blood and in right portion of the heart there is always deoxygenated blood. Now one more thing is there, that the ventricles pump blood to different organs. The function of the ventricle is to pump the blood to different organs, so its walls are thicker than the atria. So its walls are thicker than the atria. You can see here, walls of ventricles. They are thicker than the walls of atria. See the difference. So ventricles have to pump the blood out of the heart or away from the heart, so their walls are thicker than the atria. And this division, right and left, it prevents the mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. It prevents the mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, because we cannot afford the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mixing, because we require more energy. Our body require more energy, or you can say that higher animals require more energy to sustain their life processes. That's why they cannot afford the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. All mammals have 4 chambered heart. Okay, then last point is that the atria and ventricles have valves between them to prevent the blood from going to backward, or to prevent the backward flow of the blood. To prevent the backward flow of the blood, you can see here their valves. These are the valves which separates the atria from ventricles. Atrias from ventricles, and to prevent the backflow of the blood, these valves are present here. Now we are going to see the circulation of the blood through the heart with the help of a flow chart. Deoxygenated blood comes from the body and it is collected by superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Both of them, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava comes from upper part of the body, inferior vena cava comes from lower part of the body, and both of these are going to open into the right atrium. Now here the word relax means the atrium is now collecting the blood from vena cava. After it gets filled with the blood is sent to right ventricle, and right ventricle, so right atrium is going to contracts and sending the blood to right ventricle. Now right ventricle is relaxing, it is collecting the blood from right atrium, and now all of you should remember that the blood is deoxygenated. Now right ventricle, when it gets filled up with the blood, it start contracting and it sends blood to lungs, now in the lungs the blood going to be oxygenated, now this oxygenated blood comes from the lungs through pulmonary vein, and this pulmonary veins brings the blood to left atrium. And what is happening here? From right ventricle the blood is going to lungs, and that work is done by pulmonary artery, and this work is done by pulmonary vein. So pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood. Now oxygenated blood comes to left atrium, and from left atrium it is going to left ventricle, and from left ventricle the oxygenated blood is forced or pushed into aorta, which is going to divide into the arteries, which will give blood to the body parts, which will transport the blood to the body parts. So this is the flow chart how blood flows through the heart, and this system is known as double circulatory system. Why? Because at to complete the one cycle, the blood has come to the heart 2 times, and that's why it is known as the double circulatory system. See, heart is collecting the blood from the body and now sending the blood to the lungs 1 time, and now again the blood is coming to the heart from lungs, and now heart is sending the blood to body. So this is the 2nd time. So when the blood comes in the heart 2 times and sent 2 times, and these 2 times completes one cycle, that's why the system is known as double circulatory system. Thank you.